Erev Tov, everyone. Just 8 minutes for an idea. I mentioned yesterday that if you look throughout Jewish history, the Tanakh, the Talmud, and thereafter, you'll see that the great disputes that existed within the Jewish world always came from the top, not from the bottom. And this week's Parsha illustrates that Yosef HaTzadik and the Shif they call are the ones that are engaged in this bitter dispute. And this carried over throughout Tanakh. You see it in the Nevi'im and the Kohanim disputed. The Malachim disputed. And these disputes always led to some sort of tragedy, to a negative result. In the Talmud, we see that there was the beauty of halacha is that it allows for dispute without leading to consequences. So we're going to have now Hanukkah. So Hanukkah, the abbreviation is Chet Neirot, 8 candles, the halacha kebeit Hillel, and the halacha like Beit Hillel. So we light our candles according to Beit Hillel, but the opinion of Beit Shammai still exists. And Beit Shammai and Beit Hillel got along. They intermarried, they were one group. So in halacha, and if you look throughout the history of halacha and all the sforim and everything, you'll see there always are different opinions, and somehow we're able to live with them. However, when it comes to social issues, personal issues, then wherever there was a machlokas leads to problems. So we come to Hanukkah. The Hanukkah was a machlokas within the Kohanim. Matishyo and his sons were the minority. The majority were mityavnim. The war was against the mityavnim as much as it was against the Greeks. And we see that in Bayesheni, in the war against the Romans, there were 4 different Jewish armies that fought each other. So it's always from the top. So later on, there would be Karoim, who would have a different interpretation of Judaism. And in later times, there would be the intellectuals, the Haskalah, who made the machlokas against tradition, against the Rabbonim. So there's a bitter lesson here. And without dwelling on it, I don't want to make judgments. But the disputes that went on here a few months ago, they were between the top. between political forces, egos. And the people are not like that. So I think that's a valuable lesson for us. We should try to have people that are not divisive, that are able to tolerate others. That's not easy to do because we all have our own personal opinions as well. And we think that we're correct. And we would like to see society run on the basis of our ideas, on the basis of what we deem to be correct. Before Shimon say, the Rabboni Shalom had a million ways, come on, you know, that's an exaggeration or an understatement, to bring the Jewish people into Mitzrayim. Didn't have to be this way. This way was chosen. Yosef chose to behave as he wanted to, and the brothers chose to respond to him the way they wanted to. The Rabboni Shalom engineers the whole thing that the result will be what he wants it to be. That we're going to go down to Egypt and the dream of the Brisbane Absorim is going to be fulfilled and everything that Avram saw is going to be real. But we're the one that shows the mechanism. That's a lesson. So we should always try and choose a mechanism that is less painful, less divisive. Sometimes we have no choice. That's the story of Hanukkah. Matisyo, it's the end. If he doesn't rebel, there's no more Jewish people. But sometimes there is a choice. We find that by Purim. Esther told him, Lech knosses kol haYehudim. Go take all the Jews. Let's try and do it together. So we'll see how this plays out in our own time. One of the wonderful things that is that all of our brachos are timeless. The nisim of Chanukah need to be repeated bizman hazeh. We should be zoche, therefore, the great and good news. Rabbi Chananya ben Akash Omer Rotza Kodesh Baruch Hu L'Zakos Yisrael L'Ficha Chir B'Lahem Torah Mitzvot Shenemar and Chavei F'Man